Hello, moms and dads. Have you ever felt like your child is stuck in this constant state of fight or flight mode? Maybe they struggle with chronic health issues or sensory overload, emotional outbursts, or they just have difficulty focusing. If you've exhausted all your options from medications to therapy without lasting results, it's time to look for something deeper going on with your kiddo. What if I told you that an overactive sympathetic nervous system could be the real root cause to your child's health challenges? So if you're a parent that has a child that's battling with chronic health conditions, developmental delays, or behavioral issues, and you're seeking a drug-free solution, a natural approach to help your child thrive, then go ahead and stick around, because we're going to dive into the sympathetic nervous system and its role in your child's overall well-being. And you'll learn how important it is to have that nervous system balanced, and how, when there is imbalances, it can lead to a wide range of health issues. And most importantly, really how pediatric chiropractic care can help restore that balance with your kiddo's nervous system, which is going to help promote healing and help with a whole bunch of hosts of different chronic health issues as well. So before we get into the lump of everything, I have some interesting statistics that would probably ring true if you're watching this video. So did you know that 1 in 4 kiddos in the United States suffers from a chronic health issue? So that's 25% right there. And then an additional 1 in 6 children experiences sensory processing disorders. So then we go a step further, and then 1 in 36 kiddos are now diagnosed or on the spectrum, I should say. So these numbers have essentially skyrocketed in recent years, and when we look in years past, in the last decades, they've essentially increased tenfold when we look at the statistics. So, but overall, what this does is all this increase of either, whether it be all these chronic health issues coming to the surface, what we see is that parents are searching for solutions and answers more now than ever. And what they're finding is that oftentimes when they go to the traditional route, they're not getting any solutions. They're saying, hey, they'll grow out of it. That's part of childhood development, all these things. And yet we see that consistently these big health organizations keep changing the criteria for milestones, and these things don't just go away. They grow into new things. So what do we exactly mean when you come into our office and we're talking about gas versus brake when we're talking about the nervous system? So it's easy to compare our kids' behavior really to the state of a race car, if you will. It's easy and fun on the straightaways, when we're having fun, doing things with friends, doing the activities that they want to do. They can go full gas pedal, no problem there. But what happens when they have to slow down, and then they have to do activities that they don't like homework, or transition out of the fun, essentially? The need to apply the brakes, and if they don't, it can often lead to frustration, and then feelings of overwhelm, and then ultimately those meltdowns that we're trying to avoid. So this is exactly why we use the gas versus brake pedal analogy. So many kiddos have high-powered, like Corvette-like engines when things are good, but then you add any stress and you find out that that beautiful Corvette engine has bicycle brakes, if you will, right? So they're ultimately, it's a recipe for an out-of-control race car, right? And what ultimately all this boils down to is an overactive sympathetic nervous system. And the gas pedal is the sympathetic nervous system. This side of the nervous system is nicknamed fight or flight, or the fight or flight response. And it is essential when we're dealing with stress or danger. And we do need to have an active sympathetic nervous system, because if I'm about to get in a car accident, which if you live in Florida, which if you're watching this video, you probably do, that is a realistic possibility all the time. And you better have that sympathetic response, or you're going to be out of luck, and you're going to probably have to deal with the whole rigmarole of what comes along with a car accident. But I digress, because when it becomes overactive, it can really lead to a host of all these other chronic health issues. Factors like prenatal stress, birth interventions, and early exposure to toxins can cause subluxations within the nervous system, and that is what ultimately leads to an overactive sympathetic nervous system. So symptoms of an overactive nervous system are often chronic inflammation, digestive issues, emotional dysregulation, and really developmental delays as well too. If the body is stuck in a mode of fight or flight, they're worried about what's going to happen next. It can't concentrate on, hey, I have to learn to talk now. I'm just going to go ahead and work on what I have to do to get out of this stressful situation, essentially. So the brain and the nervous system can't focus on developmental things if it's stuck in that mode. Now, the other side of the nervous system is the parasympathetic nervous system, which we like to call the brake pedal side of the nervous system. And it's nicknamed that because it is the side of the autonomic nervous system that is in control of rest, digestion, and regulation. And that is really the center and crucial for healing and digestion, relaxation, and overall regulation as a whole. And without a well-functioning parasympathetic nervous system, the body will never be able to hit the brakes. So this can lead to things like chronic fatigue and depression and so forth. So this can happen when the body has been stuck. If we're not able to use the parasympathetic nervous system, this is what happens typically when the body's been stuck in sympathetic state for a long period of time, and then the brakes don't want to work well. It's almost like your brakes get rust on them, and then when you use them, they lock up from that rust essentially because they've been stuck on gas for years in some cases, and oftentimes. So, but ultimately, the big goal with the autonomic nervous system is to have balance between the two systems and be able to access them both quickly, just like when you're driving a car, because if you can't adapt and use a brake pedal versus a gas pedal, you're going to also get in a car accident that way too. So in order for this to be possible, though, the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic sides of the nervous system both have to be adaptable to the stressors around it. Our world keeps getting more stressful and more stressful by the day in the way that we do things. So we're not going to really be able to always change all the stressors, but we can make our bodies more adaptable, and that's essential with chiropractic and what we do seek to do here at Pinnacle Chiropractic. Now, the first and the most important foundation for health and well-being is making sure that the nervous system is able to access both sides, and this starts with chiropractic care. So through specific and gentle adjustments, our team, including myself, were able to access nerves like the vagus nerve, which is the longest nerve in the body, and it's the biggest nerve for parasympathetic input, that brake input, and it helped the body use all the sides of that autonomic nervous system in the way that it was designed to. So we at Pinnacle and pediatric chiropractors in general use gentle, specific adjustments to remove subluxation and restore balance within that autonomic nervous system. And that allows the body to shift from a state of sympathetic tonia and restore balance to the nervous system. So, and that, when you have balance, is where real resting and restoring and healing ultimately happens. And by addressing the root cause of your child's health challenges rather than just masking the symptoms, pediatric chiropractic care can help lead to lasting improvements in overall well-being. So instead of putting something on over the symptoms, we're trying to address the root cause, which ultimately is that unbalanced nervous system. So if you're wondering if your child is stuck in that gas mode of the nervous system, or even the brake mode of the nervous system, there's disbalance between the two and how they're functioning. We have technology here where you can actually see the balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic brake versus gas. And so go ahead and schedule your INSiGHT scan today, and we'll take a look inside of their nervous system at Pinnacle Chiropractic. If you're ready to help your child break free from that cycle of chronic health issues and unlock their full potential, unlock their pinnacle potential, go ahead and give us a call today and schedule your appointment. And if you want to learn more, go ahead and click our link in our bio, visit our website. We have hundreds of helpful blog posts to help you be the most successful parent you can be and help your kiddo thrive in today's world. So peace and love. We can't wait to see how we can help you here at Pinnacle Chiropractic. We love you. Stay safe, stay well, get your nervous system checked. Peace and love. Dr. JJ out.